So tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here.
Okay, so one of the first components that I learned how to 3D print was this item right here, which is an adapter that adapts a camera that needs to be operated in vacuum. So this is a vacuum flange to a custom camera interface. And a lot of the measurements I was getting from the manufacturer and from myself differed. So I made it as close as I could in the solid modeling program, but instead of committing the machine shop to make it, which costs money and to make and labor intensive, I decided to try to print it out and see if it fit or not. And sure enough, one of the dimensions were off a little bit. So I modified it first, and then I had the final product here with the machine shop making it, and they made it once, and it worked perfectly. So as a prototyping tool, this cost what 14 cents worth of material to make. So it's really a good idea for fit checks, for concept modeling it, for no cost whatsoever. So this is the final product. I had to cut once. It still would have worked, but sometimes they won't. So it was good to do a prototype. And then after I learned about this, I said, hey, I wonder these companies can make more items. So I had them make a very fine product that it couldn't do with a normal 3D printer you'd have, an FDM printer you'd have in your lab or your home. This is printed in nylon. As you can see, it's very detailed there. And two of those cost me $3.12 to make. So it's very cost effective to have particularly smaller items made by these companies who have big, huge machines and investments. It might not be worth your investment to buy these machines yourself, but it's very cheap to have someone else make them for you. And that same company, and there's plenty out there, made a similar item here. It's a vacuum flange, which is normally made out of stainless steel. This is composite, 60% stainless steel, 40% bronze. But all the testing I could do, it held a vacuum and had outgassing rates just as good as the components you buy. Now that's a standard component I did as a comparison. But if you need to make custom vacuum fittings or flanges, anybody who works in that industry knows just how expensive it is to have one of those made. Now you can design one yourself and have this company 3D print it. That cost $18.